Greetings to you all. Today's topic is on entrepreneurship, the road to economic growth. I am Dr. Roland Toure. I am a farmer and a singer. I operate as an entrepreneur in 4 thematic areas. These are the 4 thematic areas in which I operate in the village called Magne as an entrepreneur. Agriculture, health, education, tourism. For agriculture, I have farms. I operate 1,000 acres of rice farm, 700 acres of permanent tree crops, and I'm currently transplanting 35,000 cashew trees and well over 2,000 acres piece of land. In the school premises, I open a tiny clinic to make sure children's health is being censured all the time. For education, I've been able to establish a pre-primary and a primary school. Tourism, I established the first beach in Bumbley District, which is called
Having a great time at Roland Beach.
Agriculture, health, education, and tourism. Okay. For agriculture, in the cereal aspect, I grow cereal, tubers, vegetables, fruits in Magne village. The cereal in Magne, rice. As I said before, I have about 1,000 acres of rice farms. I grow millet, corn, and maize. Okay. For tubers, I grow sweet potatoes, lesser yams, yam, and cassava, all at Magne village. Entrepreneurship is often connected with playing a crucial role in economic growth. Some people might see entrepreneurship in someone who starts his or her own new small business, say in a Sierra Leonean setting, a restaurant or a cafe. However, this new venture would hardly be seen as something innovative. One of the most interesting and challenging issues faced by economists and other social scientists is the relationship between entrepreneurship and economic growth. Nevertheless, empirical studies have not been able to find strong statistical evidence for this relationship. Entrepreneurship. There are 3 identified primary issues which surround entrepreneurship. 1. How can we measure entrepreneurship? 2. What factors help to determine entrepreneurship? The last one is, what is the relationship between the different measures of entrepreneurship and economic growth? But we are going to focus on the last, which is entrepreneurship and economic growth. The study of entrepreneurship has not been an easy task. It has meant different things to different people, even between scholars within the same discipline. Why is there so much interest in entrepreneurship? The answer certainly is that almost everyone considers entrepreneurship to play a decisive role in the virtuous cycle that promotes economic growth. To Schumpeter, entrepreneurship occurs when there is innovation in the introduction of a new product, organization, or process. Hence, his understanding of an entrepreneur was a conceptual abstraction characterized by the creation of new combination. More precisely, whatever the type anyone is an entrepreneur only when he actually carries out new combinations and loses that character as soon as he has built up his business. When he settles down to running it as other people run the business. And Scott Peter further says, I quote, "And what have they done? They have not accumulated any kind of goods. They have created no original means of production, but have employed existing means of production differently, more appropriately, more advantageously. They have carried out new combinations. They are the entrepreneurs. And their profit, the surplus to which no liability corresponds, is the entrepreneurial profit." Unquote. Thus, when an entrepreneur stops innovating, he or she stops being an entrepreneur. Therefore, someone who establishes a new business by replicating existing firms is not an entrepreneur. In addition, there is a notion of creative destruction which is argued to represent the main source of economic growth. There are a lot of literatures on the roles of entrepreneurship, factors of entrepreneurship and economic growth. A lot of literatures on innovation processes, but the most important thing that is lacking is the implementation of these innovation processes. And this is where I want to bring you today to achieve your economic growth. Implementing innovation process via the 5-phase management is a comprehensive strategy I have been applying all these years. The first stage is preparation. At this initial stage, the council of the organization, before this time, you could restructure your organization from a hierarchical to a flattened organization, which comprises of a council, board members, and stakeholders. So at this early stage of preparation, council develops the business or organization's vision and mission statement, set corporate goals and objectives, and draft corporate policy and direct support of the corporate strategic planning, just to focus on the innovation purposes. The first stage is the preparation. After restructuring your organizational structure to a flattened organizational structure, such as the council, stakeholders, and board members. So at this initial stage of preparation, council develops the business or organization's vision or mission statement, set corporate goals and objectives, and draft corporate policy in direct support of the corporate strategic plan. In accomplishing this phase of preparation, certain steps have to be followed. Let's follow the steps. Decision making. The council commences its role in making a decision to opt for the flat business structure or organization structure based on its merit in assisting senior management make appropriate decisions which are associated with risk. Most significantly, the communication barriers limited to executive and senior management are broken. Employees' involvement and key stakeholders' participations in decision-making advances organizational performance and minimizes corporate excesses. During this session, the following variables for implementation are introduced. Understand corporate purpose, goals, and philosophical views. Shared values, beliefs, and expected behavior. Internal control and monitoring. Self-development. Enterprising. Satisfactory survey. Duties indicating performance criteria and accountability. Employee recognition, and performance appraisal. The second step under preparation is strategic planning. Under strategic planning, the chain of command in which communication is limited among the executives and senior management levels is broken. Hence, a corporate council and board members, with the involvement of employees and key service users, come together to define or redefine the vision and mission of the organization, clarifying certain customer and service user relationships, business and strategic objectives, key performance indicators, and measurement and monitor the status of a key objective. The KPIs can comprise of the existing variables. In addition, the mission system should encourage each organizational unit, function, or department to define or redefine its mission that correlates with overall corporate mission. Hereafter, Council communicates the corporate vision or mission, each departmental missions, its goal and objectives to all its shareholders and other stakeholders. The third step, outline corporate governance policy. Under the third step of the first phase of preparation, the CEO or general manager is not required to have dual position. Otherwise, they will exercise control over the board of directors and compromise the overall power and authority of the board. Hence, the CEO must have no influence in the selection of council and board members. The second phase is planning. Once the corporate vision and mission statement, corporate goals and objectives are formed, the council develops the implementation plan, commits resources, and makes it a reality. And there are steps to take. The number one step is select performance measurement. The entrepreneur is required to select its key performance indicators, KPIs, out of any existing variables and select quantifiable metrics which can be used to measure and appraise performance to determine the organization's level of competence, good organization, efficiency, success, value, and effectiveness. These KPIs can be integrated with the organizational values and culture, which can further be encoded in SPSS or Microsoft Excel software to ascertain development, importance to envisage probable results and solve business problems. The next step, select an approach to prioritize processes. Making knowledge available, handy, and functional within and across the organization can lead the establishment of new competitive intelligence. For the organization to create information channels, for example, knowledge exchange platforms as in knowledge sharing will position the entrepreneur in a competitive advantage, and it will help align the organization to a single strategy and provides an understanding of what should be measured to determine if the organization is meeting its goals. Implementation, which is the third phase. This phase takes the following steps. 1. Establish disclosure and transparency system. A system of disclosure and transparency must be established and implemented to ensure that timely and accurate disclosure of financial reports are executed on all issues regarding the organization, including its financial situation, performance, ownership, and governance. The second step, council and workforce training. Senior and middle management, supervisors, and cross-functional team members are required to undergo training programs separately on how to identify KPIs and how to use SPSS and the survey instrument to monitor organizational processes, employees' activities, and predict future outcome. Relatively, during these trainings, the workforce must fully informed of the company's KPIs. The next stage, establish compensation and motivation systems. The next one is appraisal. Appraisal. At this stage, employees and customers such as suppliers and service holders are continuously appraised and monitored to generate and use knowledge in order to improve work performance, motivate employees, eliminate or reduce organization waste, and deter or prevent malpractices with set corporate standards of ethics that relate with the Data Protection Act. The last phase is integration. And the first step of integration is communication to all the customers. The other step to take is integrate knowledge. The entrepreneur must utilize the cross-functional teams that should develop and organize an efficient approach to integrating market knowledge resources throughout the entire course of a strategic planning and decision making in order to perform effectively. Finally, the entrepreneur must ensure that a shared knowledge system becomes apparent in every unit of functional departments for continuous learning, storing, and retrieving information, which facilitates crew performance by providing a guideline for corresponding member knowledge to group tasks. Ultimately, the organization should create a general platform of shared knowledge. Thank you.
Want to do business, me I born. Salon and we motherland, we get all things for make we smile, but all things don't go be end. We economy don't fall. You them they suffer, work not there. Yeah, it don't say where we the farm. Say agriculture will solve this problem, but water still they run our eye. Me I believe say entrepreneurship not the only hope for salon. Yeah, so let we support fit to be. Oh, yes, now we on and we on.